and fake news media hands him. What a disgrace of a newspaper. What a disgrace of a speaker. Shame on you both. We know from our history the cost of ignoring genocidal threats. Now, Khamenei knows the cost of posing them. For since October 7th, the deadliest day for the Jews since the Holocaust, Israel has risen from the abyss to the heights of commanding the skies above Iran. The tables have turned. Those who plotted our destruction brought destruction upon themselves. With the weakening of Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran, we are ushering in a new era in the Middle East, an era of increased stability, coexistence, and cooperation.
Russia earthquake emergency services scramble as EMACOM reports a massive quake-off for Far East. Emergency teams were seen racing into action and the system collapsed the buildings after a huge earthquake hit Kamchatka in Russia's Far East on Wednesday. Valery Ananyev, the senior operational officer on duty at the Ministry of Emergency Situations in Kamchatka, reported the significant damage to one structure in particular. Most structures remained standing, but one of the local kindergartens, which was undergoing repairs, and collapsed pocket. Fortunately, there were no fatalities or injuries. Rescuers from the Russian Ministry of Emergency Situations have examined the building, which is now condemned of Eve stated. Earlier, Russia's Ministry of Emergency Situations reported the major earthquake with tremors of up to 8.7 on the scale. The Kamchatka branch of the Geophysical Service of the Russian Academy of Sciences said it was the strongest earthquake in the region since 1952. It's important to note that at this level, strong aftershocks are expected with magnitudes of up to 7.5. Such aftershocks could cause fluctuations of 5 to 6 points in Petropavlovsk, Kamchatsky, and pose a risk of dangerous tsunamis. Later, the ministry said that as the result of the tsunami, parts of Severo Kryvyi port and the allied fishing area in Sakhalin were flooded. Rescue teams evacuated local residents and around 60 holiday makers from Kalai-Karisk beach in Kamchatka. Kamchatka's governor Vladimir Solodov convened an urgent meeting of the Emergency Prevention and Response Commission, during which he outlined the plans to strengthen the health system and assess residential buildings. Tsunami warnings were also issued on Japan, Chile, and the United States, among others. Bye-bye Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, X. Albanese confirms a list of harmful platforms for youth social media ban. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced on Wednesday in Sydney that teenagers under 16 will be blocked from accessing YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, X, and a number of other social media platforms across the country. We know that social media is doing social harm, and my government and this parliament are prepared to take action to protect young Australians. Social media companies have a social responsibility, Albanese said. They will also not be able to have accounts on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, X, among other platforms. We want Australian parents to know that we've got your back. We know this is not the only solution and there is more to do, but to make a difference, he added. Under the ban, teenagers will still be able to watch YouTube videos but not be allowed to create an account, which is necessary for uploading content or engaging in the platform. YouTube argued the decision, saying that the platform is not social media and adding that it offers benefit and value to younger Australians. The government plans to introduce the new law to Parliament later this year, and it will start 12 months after being approved. Prime Minister Albanese said there will be no exceptions, even with parental consent. He is presenting the move as a part of the world-leading plan to keep young people safe online. It was first suggested earlier this year and has support from both major political parties. Galapagos on alert as 1.3-meter tsunami waves reach Santa Cruz Island after Kamchatka earthquake. Tsunami alert was issued at the Galapagos Islands, Ecuador, following the 8.8 magnitude earthquake that occurred on the Kamchatka Peninsula, Russia, on the afternoon of Tuesday, 29 July. Footage captured on Wednesday shows the arrival of tsunami waves on Santa Cruz Island. While no significant damage was reported, the highest peak was recorded at 11:10 local time at 1.3 meters, according to the the Oceanographic and Antarctic Institute of the Navy. According to INOCOR, a warning remains in effect for Ecuador's mainland coast, with the possibility of waves up to 1 meter high. Authorities ordered the preventive evacuation of areas classified as high risk on the islands, and emergency operations committees were immediately activated in each canton. Likewise, the Directorate of the Civil Aviation and Airlines were asked to delay their flights until 11 local time, pending a technical analysis to assess wave behavior. In Santa Cristobal, Santa Cruz, and Isabela, safe zones have been set up, including at stadium, schools, institutional country yards, and the heliport. INOCOR warned in a statement that sea levels disturbances will continue to occur over the coming hours. BRICS is attacking the dollar. Trump is still negotiating with India after 25% threat to dodge his question on Russia penalty. U.S. President Donald Trump lashed out at BRICS for attacking the dollar, but appeared to dodge questions on the potential 25% tariff for India and even an additional penalty for its relationship with Russia, as he took questions in D.C. on Wednesday. You mentioned today that India, in addition to its 25% care rate, would pay an additional penalty because of its support of Russia. What is that additional penalty, and are other countries facing the same threat? He was asked. Well, we are negotiating right now, and it's also BRICS. You know, they have BRICS, which is basically a group of countries that are anti the United States, and India is a member of that. If you can believe it, it's an attack on the dollar, and we're not going to let anybody attack the dollar, he replied. I used to open to negotiate with India on the tariff front. He was asked, well, see what happens. Again, India was the highest or just about the highest tariff nation in the world, Trump added. Earlier, Trump said that India would in fact face the 25% tariff August 1 and would also pay an specified penalty for ties to Russia. They have always bought a vast majority of their military equipment from Russia, and Russia's largest buyer of energy, along with China, at a time when everyone wants Russia to stop the killing in Ukraine. All things not good. India will therefore be paying a tariff of 25% plus the penalty for the above starting on August 1st, he wrote on Truth Social. India reacted, saying it will take all steps necessary to protect the national interests and that it remained committed to negotiating a fair, balanced, and mutually beneficial bilateral trade agreement. The government attaches the utmost importance to protecting and promoting the welfare of our farmers, entrepreneurs, and MSMEs, it added.
India, in addition to its 25% tariff rate, would pay an additional penalty because of its support of Russia. What is that additional penalty, and are other countries facing the same threat?
Well, we're negotiating right now, and it's also BRICS. You know, they have BRICS, which is basically a group of countries that are anti the United States, and India is a member of that, if you can believe it. It's an attack on the dollar, and we're not going to let anybody attack the dollar. So it's partially BRICS, and it's partially the trade situation. It's the deficit. We had a tremendous deficit. So, as you know, Prime Minister Modi is a friend of mine, but they don't do very much business in terms of business with us. They sell a lot to us, but we don't buy from them. You know why? Because the tariff is so high. They have one of the highest tariffs in the world. Now, they're willing to cut it very substantially, but we'll see what happens. We're talking to India now. We'll see what happens. It doesn't matter too much whether we have a deal or whether we charge them a certain tariff, but you'll know at the end of this week. August 1st is a very big day for this country because money is going to pour into the United States like we've never seen before. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President, on the tariffs on India, are you still open to negotiate with India on the tariff front?
Well, we're talking to them now. We'll see what happens. Again, India was the highest or just about the highest tariff nation in the world, and one of the highest. 100 points, 150 points or percentages. So India was one of the highest in the world. They had won 175%, and higher than that. You know, there's another higher one is Canada. They've been charging our farmers 200%, 300%, 400% for years, and nobody did anything about it. But India is one of the highest, so we're going to see. We're negotiating with India right now. We're moving along with China. We're doing fine with China. I think it's going to work out very well. We're right in step. I think we're going to have a very fair deal with China. Thank you.
Mr. President, you mentioned today that India, in addition to its 25% tariff rate, would pay an additional penalty because of its support of Russia. What is that additional penalty, and are other countries facing the same threat?
Well, we're negotiating right now, it's also BRICS. You know, they have BRICS, which is basically a group of countries that are anti the United States.
War Dogs, the South Dafar's only dialysis center under pressure from medical supply shortages. Medical staff at the only dialysis center in southern Darfur are continuing to provide services to patients despite huge challenges, including the lack of basic supplies amid the ongoing civil war. Footage filmed on Tuesday shows patients receiving dialysis while the medical staff can be seen working. We are grateful for the wholehearted support of the people of Anyala. However, it is not entirely up to them. There is a severe shortage of equipment and supplies, said Wafi Abdullah, one patient. A staff member confirmed that the remaining supplies will last for only 2 more weeks, warning that the situation has become critical. Mahmoud Matar, another dialysis patient, appealed to humanitarian organizations to intervene urgently and provide life-saving services at the hospital. He noted that the medical staff are sometimes forced to stop working for days due to a lack of resources. Some patients also reported additional financial burdens in terms of accommodation and transportation costs, particularly those who come from neighboring states and region. Since fighting broke out between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces in April 2023, more than 20,000 people have been killed and 33,000 others injured. According to United Nations statistics, nearly 12 million people have been displaced and more than 25.6 million Sudanese are suffering from a severe food crisis. Nairobi High Court judge denies bail to police officers charged with blogger Albert Ojwang's murder. A Nairobi High Court judge denied on Wednesday bail to 6 individuals, including 3 police officers charged with the murder of blogger Albert Ojwang, ordering them to stay in custody until September 26, 2025. The footage from the Kibera courtroom shows the accused arriving as their lawyers argued for their release on bail. The hearing was also briefly disrupted when activist Muteti Mulinge shouted demands for the arrest of senior officer Louis Delagat, accusing oversight body IPOA of shielding him. He was quickly escorted out by court officials. Among the accused are former Nairobi Central Police Station OCS Samson Talame and Police Constable James Mukwana. The only disconnect of the probation officer and the right of the accused person to being granted bail was the views of the victim, said Stanley Kenja Njui, Talam's lawyer, citing a pre-bail report that recommended against the bail. According to reports, the prosecution had warned that releasing the accused could lead to witness interference and evidence tampering. The community ties of the accused persons were all positive. The characters and descendants of the accused were also in good order, and the general character of the accused persons we also captured to be positive, Kenya Njui added. Defense lawyer Datsun Omari asserted their innocence will be proved during the trial. We're very definite that after trial they will be walking out of this court as acquitted citizens and they will go back to do their work, he continued. The case has sparked widespread public outrage over the death of Ojwang, who was reportedly arrested at his rural home and transported to Central Police Station in Nairobi, where he allegedly died as a result of torture while in police custody. A postmortem conducted 2 days after Ojwang's death revealed head injuries from blunt force trauma, neck compression, and extensive bruising across his body. The 6 people who have been charged with murder have all pleaded not guilty.
Good morning, everyone. Have a seat, everyone. I apologize. We had a very lengthy course list, and I had fixed those cases. Where's the team of advocates? I want to know whether the letter was written before arraignment or after. Check quickly. I'm good.
On the unknown facts that the first accused person.
We demand the arrest of Eliud Lagat.
Wait. Keep quiet and sit.
IPOA must stop protecting Lagat.
Arrest him.
IPOA must
Arrest him and put him in the cell.
Lagat.
I am telling
of an accused person. That is, he shall not, means is that the income will be so little because he will have to be
to provide security, to secure bond for the accused person, to any interference with the the secondary victims and witnesses.
The heart is willing, but the body no. So we are giving you a date of, unfortunately, it will have to be 26th of September.
If I may.
Call out the names, please.
Criminal case number E010 of 2025.
Ukisikia jina lako unasimama tafadhali.
For IPOA, watch the brief for IPOA. It moves further. Lady, the last paragraph that is very critical. Consequently, under investigations by IPOA. Lastly, is told that
the defense team, that is the people who are before yourselves today, were able to interrogate that probation report, and we were able to establish a few things. One, that the only disconnect of the probation office and the right of the accused persons to being granted bail was the views of the victim. Throughout the probation reports that was applied to us today, the community ties of the accused persons were all positive. The characters antecedents of the accused were also in good order, and the general character of the accused persons